right, Hawk is headed off to preschool, Gray is down for a nap, and Jen is working. So I am going to try to get done as much as I can today. I've been feeling the last couple days that we have just a little bit too much stuff. I would like to lower our overall inventory if possible. I would love to do an extreme declutter, but I'm also trying to be realistic about the fact that I only have until the end of Hawk's school day, and I also still have Gray. I'm going to start downstairs. We'll go through each space, show you the before, I'll show you the after, and fingers crossed that we have a fairly decent sized load to haul out of the house. With Christmas around the corner and knowing that we're going to have more toys, more clothes, more everything coming into the house, I just want to go through each space with a fine-tooth comb, make sure that we don't have any extras, so that we're not feeling overwhelmed come the end of the holiday season. Mostly so I'm not feeling overwhelmed. Nobody else seems to really be bothered by it. Anyway, I'm gonna get to it. This is the first space that I'm going to attack. It holds all of Hawk's old clothes that he has outgrown, as well as some toys that I rotate through, and then a couple other odds and ends. Well, bam. Just like that, the closet is clean. Not absolutely perfect, but a whole heck of a lot better than it was before. The clothes are much more accessible, as are all of the other things in it, so I'm feeling much better about this space. Just to give you the full picture of what it is that I'm dealing with here today, this is the rest of the basement. So we've got the kids' play area, then over here we've got my laundry area. We've got another little storage space underneath of the stairs where things are exploding out, the bookcase, some Christmas lights in those bins that need to be relocated to the shed, and another shelving unit that needs to be decluttered and organized. The second area that I tackled today was the storage space underneath of the stairs. It houses our Christmas ornaments, some tools, sewing machine, our carpet cleaner, fans, some camping gear, a little bit of everything. And this is basically stuff that we don't typically want to store in the garage, and we don't really have a whole lot of other places for it in the house. Major bonus is that we do have a curtain covering this, so once it's all in, we just cover it right up. The next thing that I took on was this bookshelf. We have a ton of books in our house, and I love, love, love books for the little ones, but we just have way too many. So my new rule is that if a book does not fit either on this shelf or on the shelves in Hawk's room or in Gray's room, then it gets evicted from our household. Well, someone ended up having a short nap, so I did not get nearly as much tidied and decluttered as I had anticipated, but that is okay. We are now headed out. Up a diaper sprayer from another mom. She was selling it on Marketplace for $5, which is a steal of a deal. I don't know if you have looked at how much those are in the stores. They're usually around $80 to $100. And not that I have any issue spending that kind of money on something that is going to clean my little one's diapers, but if you can get something secondhand, it is more budget friendly and it is more environmentally friendly. So we're gonna go pick that up. We're just waiting in the Tim Hortons drive-thru right now. I'm starving, so I'm gonna grab a bagel and then we will be off. Hopefully I'll get her room a little bit more organized once we get home, and we'll see where that takes us. Oh, it's a beautiful day here too. It's like 8 degrees out, so definitely want to make sure that we get out for a walk. Maybe Jen can even join us on her lunch hour, but we will see. All right. Okay, I had to pull over to share this with you guys. So I went through the Tim Hortons drive-thru, I got my bagel and a coffee, and when I got there, I had my credit card out, ready to go, and the employee said the person ahead of you paid for you. What a nice surprise. I have no idea who she was, but you just made my day. So to the lady in the Jeep, thank you to you and Merry Christmas. I will be sure to pay it forward. Once Gray and I got home from our adventures, we headed out for a walk to enjoy the beautiful day, and then I put her down for her second nap and came downstairs to tackle the play space. Some of the toys went into storage, other toys are going out of the house, and I'm just trying to simplify the options that are available. Sometimes I think that when Hawk comes over to this play area, he's just overwhelmed by the options. So I've tried to simplify it down. We've got some free play toys here. Then we've got our Mr. Potato Heads in the bin next to them. In this bin, it's his keyboard that he plays with his feet. So you lay it out and then you stomp on it. And then in the last bin are all the cars. On the bottom 4 shelves, I've tried to keep those as gray friendly as possible. So all of those toys are things that she can get her hands on and that are safe for her to have. So in this bin here, we've just got all of the farm animals. None of them are too small, so those are all okay for her. A couple very baby type toys there. And that is pretty much it. So I'm much happier with this play space, and I think it will be a lot more inviting for both of the kids. I have also rolled up the 2 car mats that used to be over here. I've noticed that Hawk just has not been playing with them. This area here just got a very, very quick tidy. I didn't really do a whole heck of a lot to it. So I've put out a few things that both of the kids are okay accessing. In the first bin here, we have a couple puzzles. In the second bin, we have games. They're more adult games than they are actual kid games, but Hawk doesn't typically open these bins really anyways. These are some of the materials that I put into rotation to help with his fine motor. Some of them are letters to help with literacy. That's a cheese block. That's a fine motor development toy. And then finally, this bin he actually pulls out a lot. This is his dress up bin. Did you have a good nap? Pardon?
I'm talking to Brenda.
Oh, hi, Brenda. Did you have the best nappies? Hi. Just before the little miss woke up from her nap, I was working on tidying our living space in the back of the house. We don't have a ton of toys back here. The majority of them are in the bin underneath of the window. Then we've got his piano as well as a play kitchen, which he really, really enjoys. And then over here is my workspace. And I just got this little desk and set it up last year. So I've only had it here for about a year now. But I've been trying to create a dedicated space for myself where I can go to do some personal development and focus on my own growth and mental health and well-being. Hi. What you doing back there? Hey? All right, we have just arrived at Hawk's preschool to pick him up. I did not get nearly as much done as I had hoped, but I did get quite a bit done in the basement, so I'm quite pleased with that. I did try a new strategy today, which I learned from the Minimal Mom, and that was that when you have an item that you find that is in a location that it does not belong, you take that item directly to where it needs to go. So if there's an item in the basement and it is supposed to be in Hawk's room, then I take that one item up right then and there. I've kind of struggled with that because usually I like to just kind of collect items and, you know, everything that needs to go upstairs, I'll put in a basket, for instance, and then do one trip. And that's all well and good. But if you have to stop mid-project, which when you have kids, that is often the case, then you're just left with a huge mess. And that's generally how I like to declutter. I like to pull everything out of a space or pull everything out of a room, get it all out so that I know what it is that I'm dealing with. And then I start to put it back and go through it once it is all out. And when you have a kid interrupt you, when you're in the middle of that process, then you're just left with a really, really messy space. Fun fact about myself, I love decluttering. And when I say I love decluttering, like I really love decluttering. And I have always enjoyed decluttering. Like we're talking, I used to go to my friends' houses for sleepovers when I was a teenager, and I would suggest to them that we take everything out of their closet, declutter, and then reorganize it. And oftentimes they would let me do that. Who does that? What teenager does that? Seriously, what teenager does that? That's it for Vlogmas Day 10. See you in the next one.